Hello friends, James Stevenson here to update you on the safety report that Tesla issued last week. I saw Sawyer Merritt tweeting this first. Right, Loki? Isn't that where you saw it first? Let me share my desktop with you and show you what I posted, which was an updated chart that I made. You may remember this chart from the first time I posted it about a year ago. We got a year more data since then for me to update. I posted Tesla's vehicle safety report shows miles between accidents, but I made an alternative chart a year ago and just updated it with the info, hashtag Tesla, released this week. Over the cumulative, I bolded that word here, period shown, how likely was a vehicle to be in an accident? I'd rather be in a Tesla. So here's my visualization. Hey, that looks pretty good on this screen. So percentage of vehicles in traffic accidents. The gray shows you Teslas when the driver is using autopilot. The blue shows Teslas when the driver is not using autopilot. And the red bars show you the average US vehicle. So I'm charting the cohort of vehicles purchased in 2019, and then we're following those vehicles over their lifetime here. I got a few questions in the comments from folks asking, hey, why does the likelihood of every car being in an accident rise every year? It's not that vehicles keep getting more and more unsafe as time passes. It's that the more years you drive a car 12,000 miles, the likelier that car is to have been in an accident at some point during that time span, which is why I labeled these 2019 through 2020 cumulatively. 2019 through 2023 is the 5-year time period shown in the bar, the fifth set of bars at the right extreme of this chart. And if you're wondering why you haven't seen me use this style of chart before, it's only suited for doing exactly this. In my opinion, nobody should ever use this chart unless this is what their data is doing. The bars in the back need to be the tallest, the bars in the middle need to be in the middle, and the bars in the front need to be the shortest. And if your data isn't doing that, this isn't the chart for you. Use a different kind of chart. This is, I think, a chart maybe only that should be used when the shape of the data cloud does this. All right, so I put some notes down here at the bottom. Assumes 12,000 miles driven per vehicle per year on average. You don't have to make that assumption if you look at the data the way Tesla does in the report itself. They're just telling you miles between accidents. So their method is cleaner from a data analysis perspective, and it's a little more straightforward to explain because you don't need to make a miles driven per year assumption. But I think it's less approachable to the average person to think about the difference between 4 million miles between accidents and 7 million miles between accidents. How many of us will drive 4 million miles in our life? Hardly any of us, right? Most of us are going to drive way under 1 million miles in our lifetime. And so it kind of makes it feel like this average U.S. vehicle safety at one accident every 500,000 miles is acceptable. Well, no, it's not acceptable to have a 10% risk of being in a car accident over the 5-year time period that you drive the average U.S. vehicle, right? Not if you could cut your risk in half, and then in half again, and then in half again by using a Tesla with autopilot, which is what gets you to this 1.3% likelihood of being in an accident. Let me bring up the Excel chart before I end the video and show you how I made this. So this is the live Excel chart here. You can see when I click on it. And I made it on this tab over here. So At first, I thought what I wanted to do was chart the cumulative number of accidents per thousand vehicles in the beginning cohort, right? So if you bought your vehicles in 2019, during that first year, 4 of the 1,000 Teslas using autopilot would have crashed, or there would have been 4 crashes per 1,000 Teslas using autopilot, 9 crashes per Tesla not using autopilot, and 25 crashes for the average US vehicle that year. And then the following year, these numbers would get bigger, and the year after that, they get bigger, and the year after that, they get bigger. When I saw these, I think I decided it was even easier for people to understand your percentage likelihood of being in a traffic accident over the time period that you're going to own your vehicle. So I don't think most people buy a new daily driver every year. That seems like too expensive a strategy for the average person to adopt. You'd be paying a larger fraction of your income than necessary if you were buying a new daily driver every year, which is what you would be looking at if I had done this chart on a per year basis. Now, the data is here looking at you, whether you know it or not, for a per year basis. If you know 2019 through 2023 was these numbers, and if you know 2019 through 2022 was these numbers, the difference between them was the 2023 only number, right? So 0.2 was your percentage likelihood of being in an accident in only the year 2023. If you were in a Tesla using autopilot, a 1% chance in a Tesla not using autopilot, and a 1.8% chance if you were in the average US vehicle, right? And that's what these are showing. And you can do the math to figure out what any other single year number would be, or any multiple year number, right? If you wanted to know the difference between the 2019 through 2020 and the 2019 through 2023, that would give you the 2021 through 2023 risk, right? It would be 0.7 here. Oh boy, now I'm stuck doing all the math. 2.8% there, and almost 6% there. 5.4% chance from here to here. So it's not as flawed a way of looking at it as some of the folks said in the comments. Let me show you some of those, I guess. I did link to the source here if you want to know. It's Tesla Vehicle Safety Report. You can Google it really easy. You don't need to find the link. A 10% accident rate for non-Tesla is crazy. I guess distracted driving habits are skyrocketing. Yes. Next time it's safe for you to do so, check out how many people stopped in traffic who are driving a car are looking at their phone in front of their face. Bless me. Looking at the phone in front of their face while they're driving. It's scary, and yes, it does cause accidents all the time, along with drunk driving, fatigue driving, and not wearing a seatbelt. These are the 4 largest contributors, I believe, to traffic fatalities, according to NHTSA data. If you can find one more, let me know what the fifth factor is, the fifth leading factor of traffic fatalities. Why is the general rate of accidents increasing? Are we becoming worse drivers? Was the question from Chris Baxter. I explained a vehicle's accident risk increases the more it is driven. So with each additional year it is driven 12,000 miles, the chances grow that it will have been in an accident over that time span. And he replied, oh, it's cumulative. Yes, it's cumulative. Recent Sneakers made an interesting point here. It is morally indefensible not to make these systems available to a wider set of consumers, given the incontrovertible data that shows it is saving lives and preventing injury. So Tesla is not trying to make their safety systems a moat. They are interested in licensing this life-saving technology to others. I replied, available, yes, but not available for free, with the smiling face with horns emoji and the winking face emoji. Tim West said, I want to own Tesla auto insurance and undercut the competition and save drivers money and drive down the cost of driving. My insurance costs as much a year as it costs me in energy. It's time to fix that. Tesla has Tesla insurance now, so maybe that'll become a more profitable area of Tesla as more people sign up for it. Somebody said because Teslas tend to be newer and thus higher value and good judgment correlates with both wealth and safety, the data may overstate a Tesla advantage. It would be useful to compare the Tesla fleet by age and by S and X versus 3Y. This would reveal whether there was an economic factor other than vehicle and system differences. Do wealthy people drive more safely? Is the question there. I replied, do you think the factors you enumerated, along with highway versus city driving disparity, age of the average car on the road today, etc., can explain an 8x difference between the average car and a Tesla on autopilot? Implying that I do not believe that factors like these and like the highway versus city driving, etc., can account for an 8x difference. 8x is a lot of difference. If you were going to list out all the different reasons, at some point you just have to admit Teslas are safer vehicles. A Tesla on autopilot is doing a better job of avoiding traffic accidents than other kinds of vehicle. And I think that's all I wanted to say about this video, right, Loki? Unless Loki had anything to add. No? Okay. So if you liked the video, don't forget to hit like on the video. The thumbs up or the heart, depending on which platform you're watching the video. That'll let other people like you find the video when the algorithm recommends it to them. And make sure you are signed up and subscribed and have me down for notifications if you're into that. And special shout out to my two executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, along with everyone who supports me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.